Hello guys, how you doing today? You're welcome to another edition of EasyMathsTutor, and we are doing our WAEC physics revision and preparation. I believe you've been watching the other videos, and I believe before we have a physics examination, you will be glad you are part of this. Just keep watching, okay? So I want to say thank you to our returning subscribers for always showing up on this channel. And if you're new to this channel, do not hesitate to subscribe. If you like what you're seeing here, like and comment, and make sure you share this video. We're going to continue where we stopped in my last video. So just follow up. If you have any questions, just put it up in the comment section. See you at the end of the video. Okay, so today we're going to study WAEC question 2018 physics objective test, and this test is happening for 1.25 hours. But we're going to answer just a few problems in this question paper. Instruction says answer all the questions and make sure you shade the correct answer in the section. Okay, so the last video we answered some questions. I answered these questions, but we can still go through them. Okay, our first question. The fundamental SI units in mechanics are A. Newton, meter, and second. That's an X. Kilogram, meter, second. Gram, centimeter, second. Dyne, meter, and second. So the correct answer is B. Second question, which of the following measuring devices below would give the most accurate reading for the thickness of a metal sheet? So I think our best bet would be a micrometer screw gauge, because it's going to give us readings of less than 0.1 centimeter. All right. Then number 3, this is a diagram. The question says the diagram above represents two vectors acting at a point. Which of the following arrows represent the resultant vector? So, if we have two vectors acting in this direction, the resultant is most probably like the diagonal of a parallelogram. Alright? It's going to be the diagonal of a parallelogram. That is the resultant force. The diagonal of a parallelogram. That's if you extend these forces. So which of the options show that? I think D is the best option. Question 4. Which of the following quantities is not a contact force? So we know contact forces involve forces in which you make contact with the body and the force. So we have frictional force, there's a contact there, gravitational force, tension, and push. B, gravitational force, there is no contact. It only occurs in a field, a gravitational field. So B is the correct answer. So question 5. The slope of a displacement time graph for a uniform motion gives the slope. We know what the slope of a graph is, right? When you investigate the change in the x-axis, in the y-axis, all over the change in the x-axis. So that most likely will give us an average velocity. Average velocity, because we're talking about displacement and time. If it was distance and time, we would have said speed. So it's going to be average velocity. So I'll pick D as my answer. Then we have a question here, 42. The question reads, to increase the resistance of a wire wound resistor, the wire should be replaced with a similar piece of wire that is, what do you think? To increase the resistance, I think it will be shorter and thicker. So I'll pick A. And then we have question 43. Which of the following arrangements of capacitors gives us 3 microfarad, 4 microfarad, and 5 microfarad? Gives us 2.25 microfarad. So we know the formula for finding capacitors in series, right? Will be 1 over capacitance, right? While in parallel it will be C1 plus C2 and so on and so forth. So we're going to calculate that and we'll find out the answer, the correct answer. So right now we'll find the capacitance of these 3 capacitors in series, which is the reciprocal of each of them. So when we add them, this is what we're going to get for the A option, which is 60 over 47. Now for the second set, we're going to resolve the parallel to 1. So that parallel will add up the 2 capacitors, and then we'll solve it as a series. For the C section, add that up, we'll have 8 microfarad, and then we'll now solve the series. For the fourth one, we'll add it up, we'll have 7 microfarad, and when we solve it, this is what we are going to have. So looking at all the options, which of the options gives us 2.25 microfarad is the second point. We'll find out the correct answer. Okay, so question 44 says the angle of inclination at a place is 9 degrees south. This means that the angle between the geographical meridian and the magnetic meridian at the place is 9 degrees. The Earth's resultant magnetic intensity at the place makes angle 9 degrees with the horizontal direction. A magnetic needle will be inclined at 9 degrees to the vertical at the place. The north pole of a magnetic needle dips downward at the place. I think C will work for me. Then question 45. Determine the equivalent resistance of the resistors connected as shown in the diagram above. As shown in the diagram above. So, I will add up these two, giving me 15. Equivalent of 15, right? So we have 2 in parallel, 1 over 10 plus 1 over 15. So we have 150, giving us 15 plus 10, right? So that will be 25 over 150. 25 goes here 1, 55 goes here 6, 1 over arrow. That means arrow is equal to 6. So my answer will be B. So in the next question, the phenomenon of radioactivity was first discovered by, I know the answer. Now question 47, a cathode ray possesses, I'll look at all the options. I will choose B, both energy and momentum. Now question 48, which of the following factors does not affect the energy of emitted photoelectrons? So we'll do an investigation on that, and the final answer will be materials of the source of the incident radiation. Now question 49. Which of the following statements about gamma rays is not correct? Now obviously our answer will be D, because gamma rays have a very short wavelength. And then question 50. We're investigating this diagram, right? The diagram above represents some of the energy levels of the atom of a gas. Calculate the wavelength of the lines associated with the transition from E2 to E0. In bracket, we have H equal to 6.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 34 joule per second. And then 1 EV is equal to 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 19 joules. And C, which is the velocity of light, is equal to 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So if we look at all the options, our answer. So to calculate this problem, finding the wavelength, we're going to derive it from our energy equation. So the energy on the second level minus the energy on the zero level will be equal to the potential times the frequency. And we know that the frequency is equal to the velocity of light all over the wavelength, which is c all over wavelength. So we're going to plug in the values of the energy at the second level, which is minus 3.39, and we're subtracting it from the energy at the zero level, which is minus 13.6. So if we subtract it, put it in the bracket and multiply by 1 energy level, which is 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 34 joule. So when we do that, we're going to equate it to the equation H. The equation wavelength is equal to HC all over E. So right now we're going to substitute the values in this formula. H is what? 6.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 34 joule per second times 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second all over the value of the difference between the energy levels, which when calculated we arrived at 10.21 times 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 19. So putting it in the calculator, this is what we have. And that answer is A. Wow, that was fun, right? It might not be fun for some of you, but I know if you keep on watching this channel, maths and physics will be fun for you. Okay, so thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video where we'll continue to study more problems and past questions in preparation for our physics WAEC examination. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching, thank you for coming, and don't forget to share this video to people who might need to watch this. Thank you so much. Bye.